Hello and welcome to another video. I'm sorry that I haven't posted any footage or any videos in a while. I've been very busy with a lot of stuff, so unfortunately I couldn't make any videos. But this is gonna change because I have now a little bit of free time and gonna use it. And I have a destroyed turbo, as you might have seen. We destroyed turbo at the Lausitzring. We think, or TTE, we might have a leakage or how do you say, negative pressure in the intake somewhere. That's possible, and we checked everything now, but we have to measure it on the dyno if we actually fixed the issue, and that's why the complete bearing inside of the turbo got destroyed. They fixed it down there. That's the new one. They fixed it for free, actually. When I asked them why, because yeah, I'm gonna pay for the fix, he said it's covered under our warranty. So big shout out to TTE for that. That's it's not even their fault, to be honest. It just happens when you push stuff to the limit. We're driving with 2.2, 2.3 bars of boost, which is insane for that car, and it's also the absolute limit of the turbo, so it has to work overtime, and very happy to get it back. That was also a huge story because the package got stolen in front of our house, and but I got it back, and they got the thieves because we have video surveillance everywhere, and they catch the thief in like 30 minutes. So also huge shout out to the Swiss police. They're on point. My tax dollars also working overtime. So we had also a little issue when on full boost the car is getting hot. Not very fast, but fast enough that it's annoying for me. So I decided to upgrade the complete cooling system. This one you might already know. We had this one already installed. This helped a lot. This comes in between these lines here. They're connected here and up there. And that's the other one we're gonna install. This one's going into here. So it's gonna upgrade the cooling system. And then we also got the bigger radiator from Airtec as well. As you can see, it's it's huge. It's a much bigger. It's a 40 millimeter versus, I don't know, 20, 22 ish. So it's much bigger. It holds a lot more volume. It's also a little bit taller or wider. I'm not sure, but it has a little bit more frontal area as well, which is good. And we also built a complete ducting system all around, which is closing all the gaps left and right and forces all the air through the cooler. That's just for now. We're gonna use some proper bolts, obviously. And we also made, or I made, a sprinkler system like the stock one has. Mine's a lot cheaper than the stock one. It's also much less sophisticated because I just drilled a hole in the dashboard. I put a switch in so I can just turn it on and off. Not automatically, nothing, just on, and it's on, and off, then it's off. And we're gonna use this down here. That's distilled water because I don't want to have regular tap water because some stuff might rust. So I'm gonna use distilled water for that. I bought, I don't know, 120 liters. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We use all the stuff now, nearly, that Airtec makes. The intercooler, radiator, the both additional radiators. We also installed the expansion coolant expansion tank, which works quite nicely. A few people have said or have mentioned about the Airtec because it's gonna replace the front crash bar, which is gonna be the intercooler, which obviously isn't ideal. DO88, I think, makes also a very tall version of the intercooler, but they still keep the stock crash bar. One of the absolute benefits of this is you still have the crash bar, obviously, which is going to be necessary if you crash, or if it at least going to help reduce some stuff, which makes sense. We removed it completely. First of all, it blocks the radiator, and second of all, if I have a crash, the least of my problems is going to be a little bit damaged shell, because we're going to re-weld everything anyway. So, and if the crash is hard enough, then this bar isn't going to fix anything. I've seen a few crashed GRs, and so the bar, it helps obviously. If you have airbags and stuff, and if you're still on the road, please keep it in place. Also use some other intercooler, most likely the one from DO88, or a smaller one, mostly sufficient if you're only on the road, but if you're going to the racetrack, doesn't matter. Anyway, we're gonna connect everything. I just put everything on the turbo. Also, let me show you the back of the radiator. It's quite interesting what Toyota has done here. They actually blocked off the complete radiator, then had just these small vents, and all the air is gonna be forced through the fan, which obviously is gonna help enormously. If you start the fan, or if the fan starts, it's gonna suck all the air out, and there's no air going around it, which is very, very good if you have a street car. If you have a race car, you most likely want to have as less area covered as possible, because this one's, at least if you're over 80 kph, this one's just in the way, and it's better to have nothing at all. But so far we're gonna keep this, because I don't want to change too much in one sitting. So if something doesn't work, I want to make sure it's the radiator or what else, and not have to deal with additional issues. So if we still find it necessary, we're gonna take off everything and put on a motorsport radiator. But so far we're gonna leave this in place. And Airtec did a very good job to make it plug and play. Everything I installed so far works just perfectly. Now I have to wait on my mechanic to help me, because you need 2 more hands to put that in. It's possible alone, but it's much easier if you have somebody to help you. So, it's in. Took a moment, but it's in, and as you can see, the AC radiator also in front, oil cooler, and the additional 2 radiators as well. It's not that easy to fit, but everything fits perfectly. That's the good thing, but you need a little bit experience of how to route the hoses and everything, but no issue at all. So if you have a lift and time and a friend, because alone you can take everything out alone, that's possible. Put everything back in alone it's possible, but I wouldn't recommend it. But fit is absolutely perfect. We just filled up everything. So far it's stock is 5.2 liters. We have now 5.5 is in, and we have another 1.5 or 2 liters ready to drop in, because as soon as the car starts running, as soon as everything starts heating up, and you need to bleed the system, which is incredibly stupid done from Toyota. I don't know what they thought about it, but it's it's not fun at all. Yeah, but it is what it is. We're gonna bleed the system later because it's 34 degrees, and I'm just done for today and going back home now, and yeah, put everything back together next week when it's a little bit cooler. So you don't see the car running in this video, but I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Have a good week. Goodbye.